Welcome to the Nailsin Ratings. Well, here we are. Yes, finally the first episode of the new female Doctor Who. I can't say it was bad. It's difficult to what are the metrics here? You know, all the promotion and whatnot going forward was just woman. This is the future. It's time. The glass ceiling collapse. All that crap, and it's like, well, this is all you got. I know she's a woman, and so it was very. It was just rather telling that, oh boy, this is it, and that's all they've got, and there's really not much else to it. And to some extent that might be the case. It's only one episode, but it was pretty lackluster, rather bland. Basically the plot of the Predator, except the Predator would hunt things that were a challenge to it. This guy doesn't seem to. Of course, it was pointed out that he's a bit of a cheater, so but did it beat you over the head with feminist politics and what? No, it did not. And that's good. I mean, there's a little bit depicting the Graham character kind of being bossed around by his wife and what have you. But, you know, and that's an old tired television show template. And what are you going to do? There was only like, I can recall one throwaway line about knife control. You remember when people joked about knife control? London went and did it. And of course, need I remind you that a screwdriver is also a potential deadly weapon. So, but anyway, those lines are throwaway lines and they're stupid because the last thing you want to do is take your audience out of your story. But Doctor Who has been doing that for quite some time, and but this was rather minor and a lot smaller than I expected. And again, going into it with all the feminist hype and what have you, it's like I'm looking for political things, and when it's only a little bit, it's kind of like, oh well, it's not too bad. So it I guess in a weird way, it helps the show. So it's not so obnoxious. But, yeah, the plot is all right, and it just wasn't all that spectacular. The creature wasn't all that interesting, and the concept, kind of lazy. But, you know, it is what it is. I thought that to take advantage of this opportunity, that you're going to do this, you're going to make the Doctor a woman, and to explore that. You can't make it the total show. I mean, it's okay to have this, when you're going to have this kind of bland villain and whatnot to deal with. The real curiosity of the show is, of course, the Doctor's a woman now. And how does the Doctor deal with this? There seemed to be kind of another throwaway line there that, but it could have just been referring to where the Doctor has to change her outfit. And she says, well, it's been a while since I shopped for women's clothing. Theoretically, you could say, well, he had shopped for his companions or what have you. This idea that people keep throwing around that there were other doctors or other versions of this person who goes by the name of the Doctor before they became the Doctor, or something like that, before the Hartnell version came to be. No, that's not true. In the very previous episode, following the consecutive episodes here, when Capaldi changed in that episode he had with the first Doctor, it's clearly established that the first time the Doctor ever regenerated was Hartnell regenerating into the Troughton Doctor. So, and you can see the reason he was reluctant to do so is because he was scared to do it. So there were no other female doctors. This is the first time it's happened to him. And you can see it established again if you're going to try to maintain some kind of continuity. I know New Who just, it teases and gives the look of continuity, and then it abandons it immediately with very little explanation whatsoever. You know, time can be rewritten. No, it can't. The Daleks abducted the whole Earth and no one remembers it. That sort of thing, and it's not fully explained and whatnot. But here you have where they establish, like, the Time Lord General who regenerated from a man to a woman, and she gets up before she says her sexist line. She says, well, that was the only time I'd been a man that time. So it kind of gives the pattern there that for different Time Lords or Time Ladies is that they're born into their whatever sex they're into, but after a multiple amounts of regenerations, it's possible at some point, yeah, they would become the opposite sex. But their primary reality or state of being, if you will, would be the gender they were born into, which is clearly the case with that general. And now here's the Doctor. So the opportunity I'm getting back to here is to have the story and the narrative flow that the Doctor has difficulty adjusting to this regeneration more so than the previous ones, because this is a whole new ball game for him, now her. And none of that is really there. There's the typical Doctor Who episodes where the Doctor is in the midst of regenerating, which, if you keep up with the show, you understand how the Doctor could survive a crash into a train because the regeneration abilities are still going. So the Doctor is able to repair her body and all that sort of thing. But that's all there, and having to deal with him feeling weak and being kind of sick about it and everything, and all that's fine. But over time, maybe the next episode will deal with that, but I'm thinking they're figuring, let's just move on, and it's done, let's go. And they don't want to deal with it and it might be for the best, because looking at this story, like I said, it's not irritating or obnoxious or as bad as some of the previous ones had been that really just slap you in the face and take you out of the story and all that. It didn't really do that. It stuck to its story, as bland as it was. But all in all, maybe this is not the writing team to tackle the subject matter, which is too bad. Looking at some of the descriptions of their writing team, I didn't really see much, science fiction experience and that sort of thing in there, and to explore this opportunity, because then, gee, what's the point of all that? Oh, right. Gender identity politics and stuff like that. That's how cheap can you get, huh? So, but other than that, it wasn't horrible. I don't think it's all. I'll stick around for another episode. And but I'm like, the main thing that I thought they should do, if they're going to go ahead and do this, is deal with that and explore the Doctor having to adjust to this. And no, doesn't look like that's going to happen. So that's pretty bad. And of course, gee, like I said, why do this then? Yeah, we know why. And so it has nothing to do with plot and story and creativity and going into other new ideas. There's no new ideas. Like I said, it's just the Predator showed up with teeth all over his face. And that's about it. The new companions are okay and everything's fine. One of them, the young man, has some sort of disorder where his balance is a little off or something like that, and I guess they'll be dealing with that. And they introduce them, and it's kind of this family. It's his, and I assume the policewoman is his girlfriend, or maybe a girlfriend, probably. And then his step grandfather, I guess. And off they go. And I hope that's about it, because I'm tired of the companions becoming the focus of the shows. It's been way too much. They dominate way too much, and it's just to get back to adventures. And in that aspect, that's kind of what this episode was, and that's one of the positives of it. And if they continue with that, great. And like I said, the only thing of interest to carry on would the Doctor's regeneration, and I think they could have handled that over 2 episodes. And then it's fine, and you move on, yeah. But other than that, keep up with just having one adventure, and then you move to the next one, and that sort of thing. And so I don't want to hear the back soap opera stories of these companion characters. There's just been way too much of that, much of a glut of it. And hopefully we won't be seeing any more of that. As for Jodie's performance, she didn't. The good thing about it is she didn't give the speech. Not really. I mean, she confronts the villain, and she also tells him she's trying to remember who she is. She's got a bit of a memory loss there for a bit till it comes back, and all that sort of thing. And but there's no I'm the doctor and you're screwed now and all that sort of thing. And I hope they don't ever do it, because it was annoying with the men. It's not going to be any better with her doing it. Oh God, I got so sick of that. And hopefully that's gone too. But as far as her performance goes, it came across to me as just, kind of a watered down David Tennant impression. And that was about it. Maybe she'll grow into it over the following episodes. But, and I mean, well, it's supposed to be the same entity, so it's in there somewhere. But other than that, I wasn't all that blown away. She didn't annoy me, so there's that. But it's just kind of you can go either way. So we'll see what she does in the following episodes. The outfit, when she finally gets to it, it's just one of those kind of dumb ways. They've done this a couple of times throughout the series where the doctor goes and tries on clothes, and this time it was at a store, and I mean, I don't know how else you deal with it. I mean, other than you just find it like Pertwee did and stuff like that. But because it looks like a mishmash of things, and you say, well, the doctor's an alien and all that. Yeah, but here the doctor literally goes to a store. I don't know. And I had thought they were going to reveal that the boots that she's wearing was actually Matt Smith's boots, because it looks a lot like the boots he was wearing. But apparently, no, he bought those at the store. So, because she didn't have the TARDIS back at that point. So, the only thing to keep in mind is that hopefully they'll let it change over time. I mean, you keep the style, but not the same clothes, and don't make it a costume, an actual costume. That was one of the big mistakes, and there were many, of the 80s era. And let the doctor change clothes, at least a shirt and pants, because we at least like to think the doctor takes a shower once in a while. So it wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It wasn't really all that good. But like I said, it's difficult to judge The Matrix here. If it was a show that I was really looking forward to, like I used to, if it was a show I really loved, I might be more harsh about some things, and I might be biased and forgiving of some things. So it's kind of just smack dab in the middle here. And it could have been far worse. It could have been something that pissed me off so bad, and that's it. I'm done. No more. And I'm right on the edge, just where the show has been over the years. This just isn't the episode to do that for, because I can't say that it was, oh God, it was awful. Now, I can't really say that because it wasn't. But it didn't really wow me either. So, 2 out of 5 stars, and that's probably, because it didn't piss me off, which I was a little surprised that it didn't. So there we go, Doctor Who, the woman who fell to Earth, and we'll see what happens next week. Thank you for watching and listening. Why not like and subscribe, and check out the links below to my mini stores that have lovely goodies for you.